beautiful. You should just be yourself.
It's been a while since I actually sat down and had like a real heart-to-heart with you guys, where I actually opened up to you guys. And for a long time I have been debating on if I even wanted to be that vulnerable on YouTube again. I've been battling in so many different ways, in so much. So I'm just gonna try to pour out my heart. I'm gonna be as open, as honest as I can. I really don't know if I'm gonna post this or not, you know, but I feel like if I just let it out, I'll feel better, you know. That's just the type of person that I am. I'm a very transparent person. Everyone that's on this channel, you guys know I've been very transparent. You guys see me go through a lot of things since I've been on YouTube, and I never hid anything from you guys, from, you know, the story time of my boyfriend dying, to when my mom died, to just everything, you know. Me being in the foster system, I did a story time on that. I've shared so much with you guys, and you guys have become my family, like literally. When I'm not on here, you guys will look for me like, hey, how you doing, sis? You know, writing me in the comments, and just like, you guys are literally like a family that I really didn't have, because I didn't grow up with my family. I grew up in the foster system. And so I really have made true connections with you guys. And I guess I've been kind of holding that part back from you guys. It's like really just, you know, being vulnerable and opening up to you guys like I used to, and just sharing like my true thoughts, my true feelings. And that was a big part of why I haven't been recording any videos, is because I've been trying to censor myself so much, you know. And it's not anything that you guys did. Like, you guys, I feel like such a safe place, but I feel like I had to, a lot has changed within inside of me. And ooh, I know we not about to cry but Jesus, a lot has changed inside of me, and there's been so much stuff that I've been holding in and holding back from, because I had decided, I ended up developing this big wall, and I decided not to let anybody in. I lost every friend that I had, like literally. You know, when my mom died, it was a very, very hard time for me. And I thought I could make it through that. You know what I'm saying? Like 2020 was a really, really good year for me. Like, I grew closer to God than I've ever been. I felt like I felt like I could really feel him. I felt like he was speaking to me and through me. I felt like, you know, I really, really felt like I really developed a real relationship with him, not a surface. I always loved God, and I always, you know, believed in God, but 2020 was a year of me like really getting super close to God. And I guess when my mom died, I became really disappointed, and I kind of like gave up on everything. You guys all know I had a business, and some of you that may be watching this and don't know that I had a business, but I had a business, and the same day that I launched my business is the same day that my mom died. And you know, I tried to be as strong as I could. I tried to be as strong as I could, and I tried to put on this brave face, like, you know, I'm okay. Like, I was going through things with my sister. I ended up not going to my mom's burial or whatever because me and my sister had this big explosion, and the one person on this earth that would understand exactly how I feel, because we are my mom's only 2 children, it's my older sister, and the one person that I know that feels the pain that I feel, we no longer talked anymore, you know. And we were working on our relationship because, like I said, I grew up in the foster system, so I didn't grow up with my sister. So I guess we were in the process of learning each other. And when my mom got sick with cancer, it kind of like pulled us together. And I really enjoyed the time that we were spending. She was like, I always look for that in friends, and I was longing for that sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a girly girl. I'm not a girl person. Like, I don't get along with girls. It's always something. I mainly used to hang around nothing but guys. Like, honestly, if I did have girlfriends, it would literally be 1 or 2, and it didn't really last. Like, we'll be in and out, we'll be hanging out, and then things, I don't know, you know. It's just, I've never been like a girl that can like stick together with girls. It was just always something, so I always connected to guys more. And so I long for that, though. I long for that connection of having like the sisterhood, you know, and having a sister. Like, I always wanted to just have my sister, you know, and we grow up and we are really close and like calling each other, and it's like, you don't need no friends, you know, like, you got your sister, that's your best friend. You tell her everything, she tells you everything. So basically, you know, me and my sister, we reconnected, and I feel like we were getting to know each other better, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, honestly, we didn't know each other as, we didn't really know each other. So I feel like she's right in her way of thinking and feeling like maybe I wasn't there as much as she expected me to be, you know, towards the end of my mom passing. And I feel like I'm right in why I wasn't there, because anyone that knows me, that's been around me my whole life, they know how I am and how I deal with death, and just like being like, I'm watching my mom. I'm like, we're literally taking her to her appointments, and I'm literally seeing her in pain, and I'm literally seeing like all of this, and that's just like too much for me. And I don't think my sister knew it, because growing up in the foster system, when my brother passed, I was not in the hospital in the last couple of days. But she doesn't know that, because she didn't, you know, like, we didn't grow up together. And I guess I didn't really, I felt like, I guess I'm always that type of person, like, if I don't feel like I have to explain myself to anybody, you know, and I guess I let pride get in the way and stuff like that. So she didn't know that, you know, like, that's just too much for me. There's certain things that certain people can handle, and there's certain things that's just a little bit too much. And for me, that was just way too much. And then at that time, it's like, I'm down here, they're all the way in Oakland, like, that's where I'm originally from. So it was like the commuting back and forth, me not having a job at the time, and the income to just be doing all that. It was just too much stress for me, and I know it was a lot of stress on my sister. So anyways, we fall out, and you know, I signed over everything so that she can be over the funeral, because I just didn't want the drama. I just didn't have the time. And I'm just like, my mom, you know, the Bible says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So I felt like that's just a shell, you know, even though I would have liked to, you know, attend the services and things like that, but I had to do what I had to do to keep my sanity, because I already was like mentally falling apart. So that was going on. And so after my mom had passed, you know, I put on this brave face to everyone around me, like, I'm okay, like I'm strong, it's all good, I'm trusting in God, this, that, and the third. And it's like I was really breaking on the inside, and I didn't ask for the help that I feel like I should have asked for, and I didn't, like, you know, I just felt like nobody is gonna understand, especially if you did not lose your mother, your birth mother. If you haven't experienced that, it's like you're not understanding, you know. And so I didn't cry out for help when I needed it, and I felt myself falling. And normally, to numb the pain, I drink, I smoke, I do anything that's gonna get my mind clouded. I was delivered from that. Like, all of 2020 I was completely sober. The ending of 2019 to 2020 I was completely sober up until my mom's birthday. We threw a birthday thing for her. Well, my sister did, and you know, my family invited me down, and my family and my sister threw a birthday party for my mom. And I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, because for one, I'm around my natural born family, and so many emotions are rising through me, because I'm like, you know, I haven't seen them since I was a little child. So it's like, I don't even know who they are. I don't know who I am. My mother is gone, and it really sunk in. Like, my mom is really gone. She's not coming back. And, you know, it was just the abandonment all over again, you know, by being in the foster system, not knowing my family, not having my mom, you know, just a whole bunch. So, with that being said, I just turned to drinking, and I got myself in some stuff that I literally could not get out of. Like, literally, it's been such a stronghold ever since. That's 2020. We are in 2021, and we're like almost in August all over again, you know. And this happened October, so it's almost a year to the date. And I feel like I have been so disconnected from God. And you know, I made up in my mind after my trip that when I got back, you know, that I was gonna stop everything, and I was gonna, you know, give my life completely to God, you know. And I slipped up again. I had a really bad anxiety attack yesterday, and I smoked, you know. And then I started to feel really bad, and it's like, God, okay, like, what is wrong with me? You know, there's so many people out here. I feel like a lot of times I feel like I don't fit in with my church family, because it's like there's so much that people don't know that I've been through. There's so much of my story that I have not shared with people that is like really, really deep, and I just keep it in. But I feel like, you know, like, what is wrong with me to the point where I can't put these things down? Or why did I have to have an addictive spirit? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I have children now, and I don't want them to ever turn to drinking or smoking or do any of the things that I've ever did in life. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't fully give my life to God, that is a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Because when you believe in the Lord, the Bible says that you and your household will be saved, you know? And it's like, I'm fighting these addictions. I'm fighting these spirits. And if you don't know anything about the word says when you go out and you try to come back, it's like 7 more spirits added on. And I feel like this fight is so strong. Normally, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I've been through this so many times before, like where I would stop drinking, smoking, and I get right with God, then I'll fall off, and I get right with God, I fall off. But it's always something that comes to shake me up, that instead of like, I guess, asking for help, but I really don't know when. I can't look back and be like, this is exactly when I was falling. I knew that there were times where I should have cried out or, you know, asked for help, and I didn't, or whatever. So I brought a lot of this on myself, because I know that I have people that that would have prayed me through, and that would have, you know, tried to do the best that they could do. You know what I'm saying? So I just been like in this fight, you know, like my spirit so bad wants to just be right and to live for God completely and fully, and to be able to be a vessel so that he can use me. And I you know, because I don't want to miss out on heaven, but most importantly, it would suck for me to go before God and he said that, like, you know, I assigned you to these people to help them, to lead them to me, and you didn't do anything but lead them astray, you know, because I know that people see me, and I know that people have seen my journey, and I know people that have known me, seen the change in me. And especially when, like I said, last year when I was really into God, I know that people have seen the change in me, and then to see me not being who God has called me to be, to see me drinking and cussing and smoking and all this stuff. And I know they're like, you know, like I was giving people hope, and it's like I feel like I failed God, I failed myself, I'm failing my children. It's just like, you know, okay, all this stuff, right? And it's just like, Lord, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like, also too, like when my mom died, I honestly, I don't know, I kind of got this thing of like, I kind of just lost hope in life. It's like, if I'm gonna die anyways, like, what am I trying to achieve these goals for? I could die tomorrow, I could die today, like anything can happen, you know? And I started to go through that thing of like, you know, what am I pressing so hard for, you know, to have, like, to build this life for my children or whatever. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. God could come tomorrow. It's like I lost hope in life. Times is really rough. Like, then churches used to be open and you could just go right into church and go into the altar, but right now you have to create the altar inside your home. Like, we are the church, you know what I'm saying? And God is omnipresent, he's everywhere, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like I created this environment now, and it's like I'm trying to get back connected with God, and it's such a fight because of the spirits that I allowed in by drinking, smoking, and doing the things that I was doing. Not only that, but there's people that was watching my journey that's probably like, what happened, you know? And to you guys that have seen it, I am so sorry. And there is no excuse for sin. I know people like to say to sin less, and oh, it's okay, and it's like, listen, if you're gonna be a Christian, you're gonna be a Christian, and you're gonna live what the word says to do. Now, we will fall short, but you won't purposely do things, you know. You're not gonna purposely sin. Now, if accidents happen, you know what I'm saying, and things you don't purposely, if you're not purposely like, I'm gonna do this and this and that, and you know, and it happens, then okay. To purposely sin, I knew that God wasn't gonna bless no mess, so I just stopped putting effort in. I know he's not gonna bless me. How I'm expecting God to bless me if I'm not serving him? But I want the blessings from him, so that's why I gave up on my business, you know. And then I just it was a bad taste in my mouth, you know, like by my mom dying. And I know I should have like flipped that thing around and made it a positive, but every time I thought about it, it's like I just didn't even want to do it, because it's like a constant reminder, you know, to me. And some people can handle certain things, you know what I'm saying? And obviously God gave me all the tests and the trials that he gave me because he knew I can handle them. But I guess I just don't know that I can handle them, and I haven't fully, like, I don't know, given it to God. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm struggling. I'm struggling and I'm fighting, you know, and I'm serious about getting back on this path. But it's not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna be completely honest, because like I said, I drank before, did all this stuff, and went back to God like no problem, plenty of times. And I think that God this time is like, no. If you're gonna come back, you're gonna come back. I'm gonna give you some work to do. You're gonna really have to work for this thing, and so that way you don't go back out, because you're gonna remember all this work that you had to do. And I just don't understand, because it's like I listen to everybody in my church that gave their life back to, you know, gave their life to God, and like how they stick in, and I'm just like, well, sometimes I question, like, am I even supposed to be in? Because it's like, how are you guys able to stick in, but then when things happen to me, it's like I fall out, and not intentionally, but some things just be too much for me. And I don't know, you know. Moral of the story, I feel really disconnected from God, and it's so much work that I have to do to get back to where I was. Like, God is truly covering me. Like, his mercy and his grace right now, I am not deserving of it, okay? There's so many people out here getting COVID. There's so many people out here dying, being murdered, their children. It's so much going on in this world right now. It's crazy. And for, like, I gotta get back. You know what I'm saying? I have to get back. I'm determined to get back. It's not no other option. I don't know. It's just like, Lord, help me. You know, it's like, help. But I don't know, y'all. To be continued, okay?